So many questions, so much to talk about. Let's bring in Amir Handjani of the Atlantic Council and Quincy Institute for Responsible Statecraft. Amir, I have to begin with Donald Trump's extraordinary social media post. If we can put that, his comments up on the screen, I will read out portions of it. He says, "I want to thank Iran for giving us early notice." And he also talks about how this was a weak response from the Iranians. Then he puts up another post and says, "Congratulations, world. It's time for peace." If the Iranians gave Washington, in fact, a heads up, how significant would that be? And is this the beginning of some sort of de-escalation? And the fact that Donald Trump is thanking Iran 2 days after bombing 3 nuclear sites in Iran, how significant is that? And again, does that mark the beginning of some sort of way out of this mess?
Well, first, it's nice to be with you again, Asieh. Yeah, I think the strikes that Iran launched against the base in Qatar were very similar to the strikes that Iran launched when Donald Trump took out General Soleimani in Iraq in 2020. They were highly choreographed, a lot of back channel going on between the Iranians. At that point it was the Iraqis, this time it was the Qataris. I wouldn't be surprised that even the timing of the missiles and the number of the missiles were told to the Qataris. So the U.S. Missile defenses could knock those missiles down, and that would be a line in the sand for the U.S.-Iran confrontation. Because what Iran doesn't want to do, and never wants to do, is have a situation where it's escalating with the United States and killing U.S. service members that are serving in the Persian Gulf, because that would bring about massive U.S. Retaliation to Iran, and that's something Iran desperately wants to avoid. This whole episode was, in their eyes, a very face-saving way to ramp things down rather than ramp things up.
Yeah, I mean, the other problem with all this, we certainly hope it's the beginning of de-escalation, but Donald Trump is rather unpredictable. Today he says this, "Congratulations, world, it's time for peace," and he thanks the Iranians. We don't know what he's going to do tomorrow, let alone the next hour.
Well, before I came on air with you, I just saw another tweet. He said that in the next 6 hours there's going to be a 12-hour ceasefire between Iran and Israel. I have no idea if that's true. I know Israeli warplanes, as we're talking right now, are pounding Tehran. That's the problem with his negotiation style, and I think for the Iranians, it's very hard to read him and what is true and what is not, and what's he saying for his domestic audience and what's he saying that's actually forthright that they can count on. I think it's a problem when you're dealing with President Trump and the Trump administration, is you don't really know what he's going to say and do from one hour to the next.
And Amir, what about the Americans and what they did over the weekend with striking these 3 nuclear facilities, one in Isfahan, Natanz, and Fordo? And I think Trump put out another, let me find my notes, he said the attacks completely and totally obliterated the facilities. If in fact they were obliterated, why did the Israelis feel the need to go and strike Fordo again?
Right. Everything we're seeing now, satellite imagery, Fordo is buried under a mountain. To completely take out Fordo, you need many more of those bunker busters, and actually may even need a tactical nuclear weapon. It's not clear how much damage has been done to Fordo. There's been some damage, but has it been completely taken out? That's not clear yet. Probably not. What's even more interesting is that days before the strikes, the ball game, Asieh, for Fordo was that it had this highly enriched uranium. That highly enriched uranium is what's used to make a weapon. And days, if not weeks before the strike, the Iranians had moved this highly enriched uranium. We have satellite imagery of trucks going to Fordo and taking this highly enriched uranium out of Fordo. And they probably took a lot of those centrifuges and the hardware out of Fordo as well. So in the end, what they really accomplished by hitting Fordo, it's not really clear, because the centrifuges and the highly enriched uranium was probably in some other facility buried underground as well. Some of it may be in Esfahan, which apparently also was hit very badly. The Israelis hit it, then the Americans hit it with tomahawks, but it's not clear if they got all the way underground in Esfahan to destroy what was underground. So I think the strikes were highly symbolic, but I don't know at the end, if you don't get the highly enriched uranium, you don't know where that is, then I'm not sure what you accomplish.
All right, we'll leave it there. Amir Handjani, thank you very much.